This is Jerhome.
This is Ginger.
And this is North Platte in a nutshell. We are back after a little holiday break.
It's been so busy.
It really has. And like Christmas is coming. So
I can't breathe. It's been so busy.
yeah, especially with Christmas and stuff. And oh God. But we are back with a quick episode here. We are joined by Tanner, who is with The Vault. If you're watching, he's right here.
Howdy, everyone.
If you're listening, that was him. So The Vault. For those who maybe don't know or have heard a little bit about it fully, what is it?
So the Vault is actually a little bit more than just escape rooms. We are the Vault Escape Games of Nebraska is our full name. So we offer more than, like I said, escape rooms. We have 2 of those in-house here. We also offer murder mystery dinners, so we can take that to your house. We can take that to a restaurant of your choosing, things like that. We also do, or starting on the new year, we are doing travel cases, which is a great team building opportunity where we bring this old steamer trunk into your place of your choosing, your business, your conference area, things like that. And basically we're bringing an escape room to you. So that's the same thing there as an escape room, but it's usually for more people because we don't have enough room for a large group of people, generally speaking.
So for people who maybe don't, if you've lived under a rock for the past 3 years, what is an escape room if people don't know?
So an escape room is where we give you a backstory and you will walk into a room with your team of people. And the entire premise is to unlock different lock boxes, solve riddles, look at things, just gather your surroundings, and basically open up different lock boxes and try to get to the end goal, which is different for every room depending on the theme.
And it's within a certain time period, correct?
Yep. So you have an hour to escape almost every escape room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For people, my first, not first hearing about escape room, but a memory of the escape room anyway, is if anybody's seen The Big Bang Theory, there's an episode. It's Halloween themed where a bunch of them go to this escape room because they're bored and they're sitting at home, and because they're all geniuses, they complete it in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And there's this guy who's supposed to be a zombie in there who's distracting them, and the whole time he's trying to steer them away from the clues so that they're there the full hour instead of, because they're just figuring it out one after the other. And he's you could take longer, that kind of stuff. So. But from what I've heard, unfortunately I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but some of my friends have, and they said it's really is a lot of fun. And one of the things that you do here to keep it from getting stale is you keep coming up with different themes for your room, or maybe they go along with the holiday, that kind of thing.
Yep. So we've had, I want to say around 10 different themes that we've had. We've had a Christmas theme. Right now we have a prison cell, and we have one called The Detective. So it's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type of deal. We've had a few zombie rooms, finding a serum to cure the apocalypse, different things like that. We try to keep it really fresh, really creative, just to keep people interested.
How do you guys come up with the ideas for the different rooms?
So that's actually pretty interesting. So we will just sit down with our entire staff, and we'll have what we call a brainstorm meeting. And we all just start throwing out ideas that we have, different things that we can think of, just anything and everything. And from that list that we make, we try to decide what's going to fit best, what we can make into a good escape room.
I imagine you guys probably all read a lot of books and take different storylines from those. Especially, I could see the apocalyptic one.
Yeah, so sometimes we do get our ideas from books. Other times we're just laying in bed at night and we just think of something random, or we see something online or watch a YouTube video, and we try to put that into an idea for a room.
Now, you're only 18.
Yep.
Right? You're still in school.
Yep.
How did you get involved with the Vault, and also, how did you become one of the people that helps to design the rooms?
Okay, so that is also pretty interesting. So my family and we did an escape room back in last July, and I was looking for a job at the time. And after I completed the room, one of the older staff members was there, and I said, "Hey, are you guys offering a job or anything like that?" And they got back to me within the next week, and I was hired pretty much another week later. So, yeah.
So how much pressure is it to put together a room?
So it is quite a bit of pressure. There's usually a pretty good time limit on it. We try to keep ahead of schedule, but sometimes we fall a little bit behind because being able to create a theme that we know people are going to love, being able to design props and filling the room enough to keep people occupied, it's a lot of work. Creating puzzles. That is also very hard because you have to design them around locks, around the room, and again, keep people occupied and just involved in the room.
So being involved with the vault just moved to a new location, 417 North Dewey. For those who don't know, you were in a location that was like on the corner of 5th and Jeffers.
Yep, that is correct.
And then you moved over here. Was it a space issue? Were you running out of space? Why was the move?
It wasn't necessarily a space issue. We did have a lot of extra space that we did not use in the old office. We had a couple rooms that we didn't use, and we were paying a lot for rent, and it just wasn't really the right space and time for that.
Right. So it made sense, obviously,
yeah,
from a financial standpoint. So how important do you think it is that a business like this not only exists in North Platte, because you've lived here your whole life, I assume.
Correct.
Get a young person's perspective on this. How important is it to have a business like this in North Platte, specifically downtown?
So specifically for me, I know that it's really hard to find things to do in North Platte. There's not a lot to do. You can go bowling, you can go to the movies, but there's not really a lot of fun things that you can do outside of that. So I thought it, like, for me and my family came and did it. It was something fun to do. We got out of the house. We got to enjoy ourselves for an hour. And it's just something fresh and new that a lot of people don't get to experience in a lot of other towns. So we get a lot of nearby communities, nearby towns, groups of people coming in from there, and they really seem to enjoy it. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you think that having the vault in downtown buildings, first you were over there, this one, relatively older buildings, do you think that adds to the vault, the escape rooms?
A little bit, yeah. So we get quite a bit of foot traffic down here now, and it's really cool seeing people come in. They always enjoy the building, especially our old location. So what's actually also really fun is our old location was an old bank, and now that we moved here, this is also an old bank. So it kind of ties into that whole the vault feel.
Very cool.
Right. So the escape rooms, I know they were by appointment only, but I thought I saw recently on Facebook, and correct me if I'm wrong, that walk-ins are welcome now.
Yep, walk-ins are welcome during our office hours. So generally from 10 to 4 are our office hours. And we are actually closed for the next few weeks, and we will be reopening on January 6th. So that's when walk-ins will be welcome again. But usually, yes, you do have to book online at thevaultne.com. And through there, you can also book the Murder Mysteries, the North Platte Pursuit, which is a scavenger hunt we do around town. Our travel cases, our team builds, everything is on the website. So that is by appointment.
Can you tell us more about that, the scavenger hunt?
Yeah, the scavenger hunt. So on our website, like I said, thevaultne.com, you can go in and click the scavenger hunt tab, and in there it will redirect you to the scavenger hunt website. And on there is a list of a bunch of clues and things like that, and you will click on a clue, and you and your group need to decide on where that location is. And once you get it right, you'll go there, you'll go to that business, hopefully going inside that business, giving them a little bit of extra income and a little bit of help. That's the whole point of it. And you will take a picture in front of the business or with a landmark or something like that that's pretty well known at that business. And then we will go in through the backside and check to make sure you went to the right location and give you points. And at the end of the year, when we total up all of the points, there will be a winning group with a prize at the end.
So are you guys adding new scavenger hunt locations constantly, or is it just like that's the set list for the year?
No, we are constantly adding new scavenger hunt locations. And yeah.
Sounds like fun. I mean, and it's a good way to get, like you said, get people out, get people in
outside,
the businesses.
get people in the local businesses. It's a great thing.
Well, and like we've talked about on this podcast before, there's so many people that say there's nothing here. It's a good way to show people, yes, there is.
Yeah, you just may have to look for it, but there is.
Yeah, definitely. So being here, working at the vault, is this something, I mean, your current employers may watch this, but is this the kind of thing that interests you, possibly something you would do, full time or past your high school or college career? I'm assuming your parents want you to go to college.
Possibly. Yeah, I really do enjoy it here. Like I said, I've worked here for over a year. I've been a manager for, I want to say 9-10 months. I'm not sure on the exact date. So I love every second of it. I love getting to create new rooms. I love seeing people come in, seeing the enjoyment and the fun that they have. As far as for my future, I'm not sure if this is something I would continue doing, but it's definitely a possibility because it is something that I really do enjoy, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Sorry to hit you with the like number one question all 18-year-olds get.
What are you going to do with your life?
Yeah. Let me figure that out in the next 5 seconds.
You're right.
So you said that you love doing this and putting together the rooms and everything else. Where does that come from? Do you like puzzles? Do you like games, things like that?
I've always been kind of a little bit of a math geek. So I've always been good at math. So that comes pretty easy. Thinking outside the box is definitely a key thing too. It doesn't necessarily come easy to me because it's definitely a struggle sometimes. Sometimes you'll hit that block and you really just need to get some extra brains in there, get some help on that. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So one more question here. Do you, being a room designer, for you personally, do you like it more when a group can figure out the room or when they can't?
Ooh, that's really tough. So I really like seeing groups get out and seeing the enjoyment that they have and how much fun that they have and seeing the smiles on their faces. But I also like the feeling of building a hard room to where people get stumped, but they still have fun. So if that makes sense.
What is the hardest room that you've built so far?
The hardest room that I've built personally is Cell 418. That is the one we have open right now. We've only had one group get out of about 10 so far, so it's pretty tough. And the way we actually rank rooms is we have a 1-lock room through all the way up to a 5-lock room, which is basically just 1 to 5 stars. So 1 being the easiest, 3 being medium, and 5 being extremely hard. And we rate Cell 418 as a 5-lock room, which is very tough.
Very good.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It does. It really does.
So if people need to book, like you said, book a room, book your murder mysteries, which you have one coming up in another round here
Yes,
soon,
on
right?
December 28th we do.
Right.
And that is also available on the website. You can book for that, buy tickets and everything there.
I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh, if people need to contact you, that's right. There, get your tickets, that kind of stuff. How are the various ways they can do that?
So they can call us at 308-221-6059. They can email us at thevaultnp@gmail.com. You can go on the website and there's a contact us and everything is in there. You can also message us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that. We'll get back to you as soon as we can on those, but there's a lot of different ways.
And before we started, you did say there was a couple of dates for some stuff going on that you wanted to plug real quick.
Yep. So the Public Murder Mystery, like we just said, on December 28th at another round. That one's going to be very fun. That one's coming up. Tickets are going to be closing soon, so get those while you can. And then we're also doing a New Year's special. So that's going on through the 31st through January 2nd. And when you book in that time period, you can get the student discount, which is $15.95 per person, because usually adults 16 and up are $18.95 and students or kids are $15.95.
What's the age range that you suggest for kids?
So we usually suggest that you have at least one adult with you, just to kind of help you out, make sure that you're behaving and all of that. As far as age-wise to get out of the room, it kind of depends. We've seen some 8-year-olds do really, really well. We've seen 12-year-olds do really well, but we've also seen 40-year-olds not do well at all. So it really, you see a lot of personalities that come out and a lot of different ways that people are solving things.
Well,
It's just the different thinkings of people,
yeah.
the way they think.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
absolutely.
yeah.
And so that's also something we try to include. So like, there may be one puzzle and only one combination for it, but we try to have 1, 2, maybe even 3 ways to be able to solve that for those different thinking ways. And
Well, and I assume that would be a hard thing to consider as well, because everybody thinks the way that they think.
yeah.
So what might be an easy or hard room for you might not be for somebody else. So you actually have to take into account how other people think to make it challenging.
Exactly. For example, I'm awful at math.
Yeah.
I will struggle.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we will have some math puzzles in there, but we'll also have things like a maze in there, and we try to get everybody involved.
Right. So yeah, it sounds like you guys put a lot of work in. Like I said, I've heard nothing but good things. So that's awesome. So check out the Vault again. They have some specials. They have some deals, some things like that going on. They're located at 417 North Dewey, basically right across the street from the espresso shop.
Yep, exactly. That's how I describe it as well.
Yeah. Okay. One more question. Do you want to hit him with? I mean, it's good to get a young person's perspective on this. So
Go
why
for
don't you
it.
hit him with it?
You go for
You
it.
go ahead.
Okay. If there was one thing in North Platte that we needed, what would it be? It could be anything. It could be a physical store. It could be an attitude. It could be perspective, whatever.
So speaking from my parents' and sisters' perspective, because I'm the youngest in the family, I have 2 sisters that love to shop. I know that they personally would love a Target in North Platte. And also, from my perspective, I would love more restaurants because I like to eat and we don't have a lot of options. But
Okay, there you go. So we've gotten other people's perspective on that. So
Oh, yes.
we just,
It's our question.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's good to get that.
which is good.
Yeah. So, and speaking of which, Tanner has to, I think, basketball practice.
Yeah, basketball practice and cookie dough. Got to drop some off. So
Right. So he's got stuff to do. So we're going to cut this one a little bit shorter than our normal episodes, but please come check out The Vault. I've been Jerome.
This is Ginger.
And this has been North Platte in a nutshell. Thanks for tuning in.